welcome back to the channel. Today we have an E92 M3 on our hands. Now I'm going to point out straight away, we're going straight in. It's slightly dark, shout out to the winter. There's a DPD man pulling right out in front of me. What are you actually doing? Anyway, it's slightly dark, apparently people can't drive anymore, shout out DPD, and it's raining. Slightly raining. It's very cold as well outside. So I thought, in my complete wisdom, that I would take out an E92 M3. Now we're going to be keeping the traction control on. Of course, this is not my car. We'll point that out from the start. But we're going to go and enjoy this thing because it's been a while since I've driven an E92. I have been looking at it at the moment, and what I'm going to really chat to you guys about, where we're going to go and enjoy this thing, is the fact that these cars have depreciated so much that I see them kicking around for like 11, 12, 13,000 pounds. That, my friend, is an absolute bargain for an M3. I have a slight suspicion that E46s are going to outprice the E92 very, very soon. Watch this space. To be honest, if you know your M3s, I think they're sort of already doing it. If you find a low mileage manual E46, it will be more expensive than E92 M3. That is insane. Insane. Yes, there's a couple of factors that have brought in the depreciation of these cars. It is the rod bearings and various other things. This one has had those done. So shout out to Lucky Devils Car Competitions. They have already been done to this one, which you can win through their website. The link is in the description. But the talking point is, and why I'm driving this and why I'm going to enjoy it, is this the buy of the century at the moment? I believe that these are horrendously cheap considering how good they are. So first things first, the first thing I want to chat about is that I've actually already spent 2 hours in this car, driving around, doing bits and bobs, shooting various bits of this car. The first things first, it is so comfortable in here. It is literally, what are we, 3 or 4 degrees at the moment? And yes, we have a wiggle from the rear end, of course. It's an M3. It wouldn't be an M3 if it didn't. It has been so comfortable in here. Like, I can't remember the last time I was in something so comfortable that was performance based, except my 8PRS, for I think probably one of the best performance comfy based cars ever. This has been so comfortable, you have no idea. This being the DCT model, it literally makes you just love life. You can cruise around in it all day long, or if you so wish to, second gear, bit of wiggle from the rear end. We come into a little roundabout complex, chuck the front in. Very, 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 very easy. Very easy to tip that nose in. The nose of these cars just grips so nicely. This is actually sat on 20-inch aftermarket wheels, and even on these wheels, I think it performs incredibly well through the corners. The way these are set up from the factory, though, is just mind-blowing. This one has had a few bits done to it. It's got an E-Venturi remap on it and an intake and various other little bits and bobs. Oh, listen to that. Oh my God. But on a crisp winter's evening in December, you can still enjoy this thing. You can still put your foot down. You can throw it about. I have left all of the stability stuff on, but I have put the power mode on. That is just down here next to my left leg. Very easy to switch on and off. And the power button, I think, is probably one you're going to use the most if you're ever going to get one of these. You can obviously, you know, turn everything off, traction control, and it is like the rear tyres, constant epicness. Don't get me wrong. Of course, this is not my car, so we won't be going down that route today, unfortunately. You forget what you can buy for your money these days. This is probably one of the best performance cars in the market. If you pick one of these up for like 12 grand, a little wiggle from the rear end, just fighting literally the traction control is like in my face at the moment. are laughing if you're picking them up for that cheap. Yes, you really have to watch these. There's enough of them out there. Again, I have looked. In fact, I wanted one of these for my RS3. I seem to say that about most cars, but you know, you do genuinely look at everything that is in the market, and I did notice these as a slight decline. This one, 77,000 miles, is probably the perfect example of what you really want. It's had everything done. It's got a few mods on it. It isn't, you know, ruined in any crazy way. It hasn't been destroyed or anything. Good service history, you know, just checking the car over when you buy it. But like, this is the typical M3 E92 that you want. A lot of people watch these videos, watch my channel, that could probably afford one of these. I'd like to think that, you know, it's a very achievable car for a lot of people. That M3 engine, that V8 is just so good. I do think that there is a funny twist to this story of this car though, and me driving it. I really want to see what these are like now, and then in 5 years time, whether they've depreciated or gone back up. I want to reshoot one of these. I genuinely think these have got to the bottom of their price at the moment. I don't think you can get one any cheaper than what they are for right now. I don't ever think they're going to go as low as the E46s. Yeah, I don't think they're ever going to get as low as the E46s did. I think they're about, you know, 5-6 grand at one point. You definitely can't buy one now. If you do, it's completely destroyed. I do think that these are going to get a little bit cheaper, but I'd say try and pick one up relatively soon, because they are definitely going to go back up in price. Sorry about the lack of lighting in this video. It is right at the end of the day, and I really wanted to go and just drive this thing around and enjoy it for a bit, because they are fantastic for the money. Honestly, if you can get yourself into one of these cheap, you will be laughing. They literally are the do everything car. They sound just epic V8 rumble noises. They rev right down to, you know, over 8,000 RPM. Hilarious car for the money. And if you had to daily drive one of these, I think you'd be well happy with it. The seats are just so nice. And I think if you are going to get one, of course, do your research, make sure the car is right. There's loads of cheap ones out there. That doesn't mean you should go and get a cheap one. I do think there is a lot of minefield cheap ones out there, so do your research. Just like the E46s, you know, I think they had really bad rear subframe issues and various other things. These are the same, where they do have, you know, really common faults on them, so please do your research. But I'd say driving this one today for a couple of hours, I've thoroughly enjoyed it. It is one hell of a car for the money, this, I tell you. You really can't get a lot more for your money than one of these. Probably one of the ultimate driving machines. I would completely agree. We've, you know, enjoyed these, enjoyed a supercharged one of these on the channel before. Fantastic cars, absolutely fantastic. Anyway guys, if you did like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't. Thank you so much to Lucky Devils Car Competitions for letting me take this car out today, and I'll see you all on the next one.